Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to showcase how to start controlling the timeline via HTML5 canvas. That is to start adding JavaScript on our actions window. So to do so, I'm going to use the example I used in class, which is basically I have an empty canvas. And in my library, I have two movie clips that contain animation. One movie clip is where the character is running. Let me open that one up by double clicking, and as I scrub, you'll see that I have some motion. And the other movie clip, which is called Boy, is where the character is standing and just looking around. So these are going to be my two movie clips that have embedded animation inside them that will go into my main timeline. To do this, what I'm going to do is I am going to add two keyframes, two empty keyframes to my main layer. And in the first one, I am going to drop the boy standing movie clip. And on the second one, I'll click on the second empty keyframe. And on that one, I am going to be dropping the running animation. So my movie clip will basically be these switching between these two things. Now, if I play this now, what's going to happen is I am going to have a looping movie where the thing looks like it's flickering, looks like it's malfunctioning because the movie clip on the main timeline is basically playing from one frame to the next, and it goes back to the beginning and it plays back again. So that's obviously something we need to stop. And that's where I think everybody got a bit confused. To do so, we need to start creating actions. So I'll create a new layer. I'll rename it actions so that I know which layer contains my actions. I'll press on the first keyframe, and I'll go ahead and go into either Window, Actions, or press F9 on your keyboard. Now, once that's open, we're going to be using the wizard to create the code. So the first thing I need to do is to stop this from the playback head on the timeline from going back and forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the entire movie. To do so, I'll click on the Add Using Wizard. And once I'm inside that, I am going to go to the Stop action. I am stopping and I'm applying this to this timeline. And then I'm going to click Next. Then it's going to ask me, what is the triggering event? And means, when do you want this to happen? What is happening when this event happens? And I'm just saying, once you are in this frame, meaning when you hit this frame, do that. And this being the first frame in my animation, as you can see, that's the frame that I have selected on the actions layer, the first frame. Then it's going to stop it at that specific frame. Then I'll finish and add. And once I test it, my movie clip no longer will flicker. It will actually it will stop on the first frame. And because the movie clip has embedded animation inside it, then that's what you're looking at. The embedded animation is what's happening. Now, the running frame is on the second frame, and I don't see that until I add the action. The action for this, what we used in class, is we made each movie a button. So before I do that, I have some pre-production work to do. The first frame, I'm going to select that first frame of the two animations on layer 1. The first frame, I'm going to select it, and I'm going to call that frame. That's where this the standing boy is. So I'm going to call that name. I'm going to give it the name, the label stand. At the same time, I'm going to go and select the actual movie clip, and I'm going to give it an instance name of stand. Now, these don't need to match. They could be named something that makes sense to your workflow. I decided to call them the same thing because that makes sense to me. I am then going to go to the second keyframe where I have the running movie clip, and I am going to name that frame running or run. And then I'm going to click on the actual movie clip, and I'm going to name that instance of that movie clip run. So both frames are called stand and run, and both movie clips are also called stand and run. The instances of those two movie clips are called stand and run. So now that I have that set up, I can go back to my code. So I'll select the frame that has the code, and then I am going to add more code here to say when I click on this movie clip, then I'm going to move to the next movie clip. And to do so, I am going to place my cursor after all the code that I've already entered. Now, in reality, the only two lines of code that we have here are this, where we define our variable, and this one where we actually told the action. We told it what to do. Now, this is just hint for you to know what that code is doing. So you, hypothetically speaking, not hypothetically, you could actually remove this without affecting how the code functions. Anything that is between a backslash, sorry, and an asterisk and a backslash, notice that is grayed out. That means it's hints. It's just comments that you can add to your code. So I am going to go ahead and click after the code that I enter. So I'm going all the way to line 9, as you can see. And I am going to go and add using wizard. And the action I want to do now is I want to click on that run movie clip to move on to the next frame. So I am going to go to the next frame. That's the action. And I am going to frame label and stop. And what am I doing? Where am I going? And which timeline am I going? Or where is this action going to take place? It's going to take place in this timeline. And it's going to ask me where to go. So you can see that it entered up here. It gave me a label to enter the frame label. And I know that the frame label I was going to go is the second frame, which is run. So if I type run, then it goes ahead and it takes on that name. And then I'll click next. Then it's going to tell me, how do you want to trigger this action? And what I want to do is I want to do a mouse click. So if I mouse click, it's going to ask me, what do you want to mouse click on? And I'll say, well, mouse click on stand. That is the movie clip that's standing, that is in that frame. I'll go ahead and click on that and finish and add. Now that what I just said here is this on this timeline, on this movie, on what we're playing on, the movie stand, when I click on that movie clip, then execute this function, and the function says go ahead and go to the next frame, which is frame run, and stop. So when I test that movie, what's going to happen is this is going to be basically stopped because no action has been called on it until I actually click on the movie clip. And once I click on the movie clip, I go to the next frame, which is the run frame. I hope this clarifies the order in which the code needs to be placed within the actions window. One of the things to keep in mind is that the code is linear, so it goes from top to bottom. It executes like that. So what is happening right now is basically I am saying to the movie stop first and then wait to see what this other piece of code is telling it to do. You will also notice that if I have this line of code here that is looking for the movie stand to be clicked on, you can use that same logic to say, if you click on run, do something else, if that's what you were looking for. I hope this clarifies the question.